everybody. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I am just broadcasting from this location, eating some first of the month junk food, some New Year's garbage. Hey, Thurlow. Hey, Lynn. What's going on? Hey, Christopher Bradley. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Happy New Year's to you as well. Taikoro. Howdy doody dude. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Something I've been really wanting to do with a lot of you guys over the year is I wanted to be able to help you achieve whatever it is that your fitness goals are. Taikoro, it's not a whole lot, just getting some words with a few people that are following you here on Facebook. And yeah, I just wanted to address for the start of this year. One of my biggest goals in my, I guess, adult life has been I've always wanted to be a resource to people to help them achieve their fitness goals. Helping people lift more, jump higher, run faster, or my favorite, look back, achieve their various fitness goals, just through advice and working with them. And I always wanted to do this in a way that allows me to reach more people than just my immediate friends, because that's what I've been limited to, assisting friends, family, just people who have come up to me in the past. And I guess in this last year, when I got really serious about my fitness goals, one of the things that started to happen is that more people started to ask me for advice that I didn't necessarily know personally, and more people just started seeing me as a resource. So as I was getting closer to my fitness goals, some of my, I guess, existential goals were being realized as well. And I guess going into 2018, I think I'm going to go and get a little bit more serious with some of the info that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and the consistency with which I'm going to be sharing this info as well. So what I'm going to ask you is just a few of you that are out there that have come up to me online or even in person sometimes. If you have any fitness goals or questions that you want addressed, feel free to shoot me a message in my inbox on Facebook here, or you can go ahead and shoot me an email, and I'll go ahead and leave my email in the little chat window. It's ilovekensteele@gmail.com. I might get a fitness dedicated email. That's kind of my modeling email, but I'll definitely go ahead and respond to any sort of questions that you have in there. Most of the responses that I'm going to do, I'll have a response that I have that's personalized for you, and then I'll have a response that is for everybody else that's listening. So feel free, if you have, some sort of private stuff or anything like that, feel free to let me know what you don't want shared publicly. I'll be reading first names for the most part, unless if you specify, that you don't want your first name out there, or, if you have an alias that you'd rather be referred to as, feel free to go there. But, shoot me your questions, and then I'll go ahead and, lend my expertise to helping you, address whatever questions that you may have. and I guess some examples of questions that, I'd be willing to entertain is, a basic one like, how do I lose weight? If you want to lose like 15 pounds, how do I lose 15 pounds? And, or, I want a six pack. These are really good questions. These are, really common questions that people are asking all the time. Something that would help me out in addressing your question is if you go ahead and give me some background of yourself, because your personal background is going to play a huge part in what responses I'm going to be able to provide, and what the best response would be. So if somebody who was 5'9", 165 pounds, 11% body fat. If that person said, I want to lose 15 pounds, I'm going to give a different answer to that person than I would give somebody who is like, I don't know, 5'9", 25% body fat, and they were sitting on 185 pounds. See, those are two different conversations. So so if you can provide context, provide background with your questions, that would be great. Also, I'll go ahead and answer pretty much any question that you ask. It doesn't have to be exclusively fitness related. I think there'll be some really good entertainment value in having me address some of your non-fitness related questions as well. If you can see here, I have fitness, business, and relationships. And, I've definitely had some success in fitness. When it comes to business, I'm aware of it. I think, everything that we do is business. I've definitely had my pitfalls in business. And, I think that there's some level of expertise in at least failing that I can dispense. I can tell you definitely what to avoid and some of the pitfalls that you may run into. So if you have any questions on that front, feel free to ask. And then when it comes to relationships, dude, me, I'm awful when it comes to relationships. Awful when it comes to relationships. But I have messed up enough to know, what definitely doesn't work. So if you want to learn what doesn't work in relationships, feel free to ask me your questions. Feel free to address your situations, and I will be more than happy to dispense some really bad advice when it comes to dealing with your interpersonal situation. Lucinda, hey, what's going on? I see you out here. You're putting in work. I'm out here on live, and I'm just trying to be like you. I'm trying to grind it out here on the webcam, and I'm trying to get it. I'm working really, really hard. If you guys are viewing this, Lucinda, she's out of the UK, and she is a makeup expert. So if you're really trying to hide the ugly, if you're trying to mask the hideous, if you're going to play all sorts of illusions with makeup, she is your go-to gal for that. So I totally encourage you to go to her page. Lucinda is great. Yes. If you're trying to do the makeup masquerade, I gotta say, some of the looks that you produce are really impressive, and I'm inspired to see your growth over the years. I've just seen you go from MLM consultant to just a brand ambassador and a social media influencer, and that just gives me hope. It gives me hope all the way from the other side of the pond. Let's see. It won't let you share. Well, I mean, it's public. It should be clear, shareable. Clinton Steele. No, we are not related. But thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. You know, I get these random, you know, a whole bunch of random steals, you know, hit me up on occasion, you know, asking me if asking me if we're related, asking me if I'm their father or something like that. No, I am not the father. I have no idea, you know, who that is, and I'm not taking any responsibility. So y'all can fall back to that. Let's see. So yeah, I definitely, you know, I definitely want to, in 2018, I want to be a resource to you guys. I want to be able to help you guys get fit. And you know, if you do have any sort of questions, any questions at all that you've been wanting to ask, you know, like an example of a question would be, how do I get rid of that lower an advice guru? No, I don't want to be an advice guru. I just want to be a dude that people watch on the internet and ask questions of. If I paint myself as a guru, I think I have to register or get some sort of certificate, and I'm not interested in any sort of certifications at all. I would rather just be a dude that, you know, people, you know, respect and everything like that. Take a good poop. How do you take a good poop? Is that like your fitness question, or is that your health related question? Because I mean, like, you want to know how to take a, you know, a better dump. I got you. I got you. Okay. I'll go ahead and address that question. I mean, like, do people want me to address that question? Somebody says, yeah, that one. The question. Okay. So it sounds like you guys are having bowel movement issues today. Bowel movement. How do I get better bowel movement? You know, this is something that really, I think it affects everybody, because everybody poops. And if you want to improve the experience that you have while you're, you know, producing stools, I can definitely recommend a couple of things. One, fiber. Eating lots of fiber is definitely going to improve you know, just your time on the stool maker. There is going to help everything flow a lot better. And you know, if you have moisture, if you have, you know, like water inside you, and you're experiencing things like diarrhea, the dehydrating effects are going to be a lot less. So you know, my first tip to better stools is to drink lots and lots of water, and then also get fiber. So you're going to want water and fiber. Those are the two things that are going to really improve the quality of your stool time, and the quality of your stools. I know this is really gross. This is, you know, I don't have a whole bunch of scientific information about this, but this is all, you know, anecdotal evidence from a dude that has issues. You know, I definitely have issues when it comes to, you know, staying regular, and anytime I deviate from my diet, I definitely feel it. So getting lots of fiber, getting lots of water, those are two things that I would immediately do to improving stool quality. Now, some foods that you can eat, just, you know, on a short-term basis, that you can just really get, you can really get this, you know, get a handle on your poop. Lettuce. Eating lots and lots of lettuce. That's something that I've found that really, like, when I want to flush my system out, when I want to get, you know, all of the nonsense that I've been eating, if I've been eating a lot of, you know, you know, fatty foods and, you know, just foods that are just hard on the digestive tract, what really helps is lettuce. I mean, it's a combination of fiber and water. I think a whole bag of lettuce goes you know, kind of those bags of lettuce that you see at the grocery store that are um they're about the size of a 8 by 11 sheet of paper, you know, the actual bag. And if you go to, you know, a dollar store that has produce, which we have here in California, you can get those bags for $1. It comes with, you know, 2 types of lettuce. It comes with carrots. It comes with cabbage, and it's all, you know, mixed into there, and you know, it's all prepared. You can get that for $1 here in some of the dollar stores that have produce places. You could also go to like a Walmart or your local produce section, and if they do have these bags, they're oftentimes priced at maybe like, you know, $2, nothing over $3, but it's around $2. I see them maxing out typically at $2.50. So I mean, it's a really quick, cheap snack slash meal. You know, just one of those bags, rip that sucker open, and just, you know, eat it by the handful. Me personally, I just love eating those bags and just stuffing my face with it and eating it till it's gone. And by the time you're done with one of those bags, which are super easy to eat, by the way, I mean, it's super easy. It's almost nothing. You will have basically a plug of fiber that's ready to flush your system. And the next time you poo, you're going to be in a spot where, yeah, I mean, like, it's going to clear it out. I mean, after I eat one of those meals, typically, I'll get an experience where you can see like bits and pieces of carrot and bits and pieces of you know, partially dissolved you know, fiber is in there. So yeah, I totally recommend, you know, just drinking water and getting lots of fiber to improve your stools. Now there are, I guess, various instant solutions that you can take to, I guess, have different effects with your system. For example, if you're constipated, there is magnesium citrate, I believe. You can get that at, you know, CVS or whatever. Magnesium citrate is basically like, it looks like Sprite, but it's not Sprite. It's evil. You know, you open it up, it fizzes. You know, you take one sip, and you're like, this tastes like really crappy soda. And then you down the rest of it, and you will be shitting. You will be projectile pooping for the last time I took it, it was like a half a day. I could not. I was in and out of the bathroom. You got to stay in and out of the bathroom. So, you know, that can definitely help get the bowels going if you're all plugged up and, you know, and nothing's happening and everything like that. Magnesium citrate. Again, if you take magnesium citrate, drink lots of water. You're still going to have to go for the water. I mean, like, you're going to lose a lot of fluid. You're going to lose a lot of fluid when you're doing this. In fact, when you're going through a magnesium citrate cleanse, you know, I can even feel it in my lips, just how much moisture is being zapped out of all of my organs, zapped out of my system and everything like that. So magnesium citrate is a good substance to get the stools going. I wouldn't recommend it, however, like using it regularly. For me, it was just so traumatic of an experience when I used it. I'm just sure that if you do use it regularly, something's gonna happen. You know, like, something's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional, but it's one of those effects where it's just like, hey, I'm tempting fate here. You know, I'm running afoul with the gods. So yeah, be very, very careful with magnesium citrate. And then what else? That's if you're having trouble. That's if you're having trouble poo. Now, if you're having like really watery stools and um, and you want it to get a little bit more solid, I don't know anything in that case because that's a situation where that's I think that's like diarrhea and everything like that. Milk of not milk of magnesia. I think bismuth in the form of Pepto Bismol can help in those situations. And when you take Pepto Bismol, just be aware that your stool will appear to be black. Like if you have diarrhea and you take Pepto Bismol, it's working because you'll finally get a solid stool, and then finally it'll be like jet black. Don't be worried. Typically a jet black stool, I think, means that you're. I'm talking a whole lot of shit. Yes, I am. I'm talking a whole lot of shit today. I didn't expect to, but I think somebody asked about shit, and I just happen to know a little bit about shit. So I'm talking a whole lot of shit. Yeah. What is that? There is if you are having trouble, taking stools, and you don't want to do something as drastic as magnesium citrate. There is also a substance known as canna leaf, I believe. I think it's canna leaf, and it is the main ingredient in a substance called super cleanse. Just a second here. I'm gonna go ahead and just bring up the super cleanse page. Super colon cleanse. Just a second. Super colon cleanse. Okay, so super colon cleanse is this. It's a really generic looking bottle. It's white and it has green labeling. So if you search super colon cleanse anywhere in in a search engine, you'll be able to see an example of this. And it has what I believe is cantaloupe. And what that does is that it activates the peristalsis mechanism in your colon. So it basically makes your colon go through the waves of if you were dropping a deuce. You know what I mean? It activates it. So your body then goes ahead and sends whatever you got near your colon, near your sphincter, through. This is it's a slower process than magnesium citrate, and I think it's something that can be done more regularly because it doesn't have the the super harsh diuretic effects of magnesium citrate. You're not losing a whole bunch of fluid, and what I found is that when I do one of the super colon cleanses, I'll have a really long stool. Like it just won't break up. Like it'll just keep going and going and going. A nice, and you know what? Honestly, that sensation of just having a deuce that doesn't break up, that you don't have to pinch off the loaf. That's, I don't know, man. I would pay $5 for that experience. Like if like there were different tiers of taking shits and everything like that, I would definitely have the cantaloupe experience available as a premium option that you could select. Yeah, that's a good experience. And then on top of that, you hop off the bowl, and then you take a look at it, and you're just like, oh shit, and it's at that time you wish you had a wife and kids to share that moment with. Honestly, that's really what I want a wife and kids for, is so that when I produce a super long, super compact, beautiful stool, I can go through the house and get everybody to stop what they're doing and come to the bathroom and bear witness to what the head of the household was able to produce. That's something that I would like to be able to do, and that's one of the reasons why I would definitely like a family of my own. But that's a whole different discussion. So yeah, that's dropping a deuce. If you really are trying to improve the stools that you're taking, yeah, my quick suggestion is definitely increase the amount of water that you're drinking, increase the fiber that you're consuming. I suggest getting the fiber from lettuce. It's just a really good source. Mixed greens. It's just a really good source of fiber to push all that through. And it barely registers on the caloric intake. And if you are in a jam, I first recommend trying to go with a super cleanse. That's a canalith, all natural. The pills are tiny little herbs packed with fiber, and it's going to make you take a really nice stool. But if you really want to just get things kick started, and you ain't got the time for that, magnesium citrate. I just have to warn you that with magnesium citrate, you are going to have to be bioevacuative. You are going to produce projectile stools, and it is going to spray. It's just going to be a mess. So magnesium citrate or super colon cleanse or canalith, I guess that's the generic of that. So yeah, that's producing stools. Is there something else that somebody else wanted? I think somebody else was asking for another question. Oh, okay. I see one of the previous questions. Lucinda asked, all the way from the UK. She asked, "How do I know if an alien has probed me?" Okay, so in the case of foreign entry into your orifices, afterwards, after an incident like that takes place, and you have been put in a state where you're not aware that it's taking place, I would look for signs that something may have taken place. If there's any sort of aching that you don't remember, you know what I mean? Like if you're feeling your orifices and you're just like, I don't remember taking anything in there. I don't really remember. I don't really remember that. Like if your throat is all sore, you know what I mean? And it doesn't feel like you had strep throat. You didn't have that tingling sensation that leads to that, lets your body know that you got something, a frog in your throat. If you suddenly wake up with, just like all sorts of in your throat, that might be a sign that you have been probed by aliens, without your knowledge. If you wake up in your anus, your colon sore, as though like something was in there, this for a lot of people, it's a completely strange sensation, and you would recognize it immediately. For others, however, this is something that they're used to. So you might, this might be some what they call phantom pain. You might be feeling prior experiences or something like that. So you're not too sure if it could be an alien that probed you. But when it comes to you're not a participant in regular anal sex, for instance, or you don't engage in what they call butt stuff, and you suddenly feel it after waking up, you might have been abducted and experimented on and probed. So this is definitely something that you should look into. And if if you're really concerned, you can go ahead and email me some of the details, and I can point you into the direction of ET hunters that I've run into, and just for fair warning, they pay me referral bonuses. So, if you're gonna send me all of your alien crap, all of your extraterrestrial nonsense, and including ghosts, information about ghosts and everything like that, the people that I'm gonna refer to you, they're gonna take your money and they're gonna break me off a piece. So that's just all. That's just giving you this. I'm just clearing the air out there. Let's see, other orifices that may have been affected. If you're ladies, if you're you wake up and you're in a swank upscale apartment in Manhattan or in Philadelphia or Toronto, and your vagina aches and everything like that, I would just check your itinerary to see if this whole situation was booked and arranged by my man Bill Cosby, and if it was, you probably weren't you probably weren't abducted. You probably are entitled to some sort of settlement or something like that. So alien abductions, I don't know if they're real or not, but enough white people have reported them and have been taken seriously. So, I definitely think that there could be some merit to that. I guess, while we're here, I'll take down some more questions. I knocked out 2 already for 2018. I'm ready to go. I'm Jet Set Radio ready to go. The right honorable Horatio Henry Fox, he joins us in the chat room. I just want to say right to our friend from the UK, and I just want to give a shout out to him. He's putting in work, and he constantly acts as an archivist, a counter-racist archivist. So if you are interested in seeing some really interesting broadcasts from the context of racism, white supremacy radio show, or if you want to see really good, meditations on modern media from a counter-racist perspective, I totally encourage you to go to Mr. Fox's channel, or both of his channels on YouTube. I think there's Mr. H Fox, and then there's Mr. H Fox channel 2. So really good broadcast. It has the Cows archives on there, and it has some really good breakdowns of what's going on in the media. And speaking of the context of white supremacy, if anybody knows where Gus T. Renegade is, feel free to shoot me some info in my inbox. If I don't know where he is or anything like that, and part of me feels like if he wanted people to know where he is, he would put that information out there. So if you do know where he is, and you're privy to that, and you know that he's okay and everything like that, just feel free to drop me a line in my inbox. You don't need to put it on the public or anything like that. If it is a secret, your secret is safe with me. So yeah, respect to Mr. Fox and the Cows, and keep an eye out for our good friend Gus T. Renegade. He's just missing. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. All right, so I guess we've gotten stools out of the way, how to produce really good stools, and we've gotten alien probe abductions. We've covered those 2 topics. I'd really like to address some of your body goals. You know what I mean? I really that's what I came on to chat about. I really didn't come here to chat about extraterrestrials or poop, but I mean, like, that's what the people ask for, and the listener will not be denied. That's for damn sure. Mr. Joseph, thanks for joining us in the room. I really do appreciate it. Jeremiah D. Jose, dude, we used to play tennis together, or I used to coach tennis that I participated in. Hope everything is going all right wherever you are. And yeah, Matt Dillon, somebody wanted to know, am I in Chicago? I will be in Chicago later this week. I'll be in Chicago going from Thursday to Monday. So, you know, I'll have a pretty decent hotel. I think I'm staying at. Should I say where I'm staying? I don't know. I got a lot of haters out here. Fine. I think I'll be staying at the Godfrey. I think I'll be staying at Godfrey. And I'm gonna get a whip, so you know I'll definitely be blowing through the city, and you know I will be on Tinder, so you know my Tinder will be popping once I touch down in Chicago. I tried hitting up some of the old girls that I left behind, and ain't none of them having any of my bullshit anymore. So you know, time to harvest a new crop. Let's see. Questions. Okay, there's a question. Are abs made in the kitchen? You know, that's an old saying that it's related to the fact that your diet has way more effect on your appearance than what you do in the gym. Although I think it's a little overstated. Because you definitely have to put in work in the gym. If you want abs, if you want big, blocky, Ninja Turtle style abs, I'm talking about abs that you can see at a distance, abs that look great at multiple angles, abs that look good when you're sitting. You're gonna definitely want to supplement any sort of diet that you're undertaking to achieve that goal. You're definitely going to want to do some heavy lifting when it comes to your abs. A lot of people are taking advice that says that you don't have to work out abs, and that you know abs are made in the kitchen, and you know you'll hit your abs you know through doing compound lifts and everything like that. But really, when it comes to abs, you know the type of abs that people want, the type of abs that people pay personal trainers to get. While those are, while your diet is a significant part of it, man, I think a more important part of it, or just as important part of it, rather, is the time that you spend putting in work in the gym, working out those abs. Me personally, you can go on my page and you can see several examples of my abs, and I'll tell you this: I work out my abs every day. Your abs are made for constant use. Your core is being used when you sit up. Your core is being used when you lay down. Your core is being used when you lift your arm up. Your core is being used when you, even when you swivel your head. You know what I mean? Like, if you really got your shit going and everything like that, man, even when I turn my head, I can definitely feel that there's something going on in my core. Like, it's all connected. Your core is being connected to everything. So it's constantly being used. And you don't have to rest it for too long to give it adequate recovery. So, yeah, bang out. Yes. Eat clean. don't eat a bunch of bullshit and everything like that, and you'll be good. But yo, definitely get some time in on the abs. You definitely want to fucking beat up those abs in the gym. That's part of where it's being made. But you know what? Okay. With that last response, I have an anecdote. That that will illustrate the importance of having a holistic approach when it comes to your abs. Not just saying that it's good for the kitchen or whatever, or they're made in the kitchen or whatever. So me personally, there was a period of time when I was going hard on my abs. I was just going hard on my abs. I was doing, every morning I was doing about 15 minutes of ab work every morning before I started my day. And I wasn't getting, the type of results I wanted in my core and everything like that. And uh, my diet was shit. So, I was eating a lot of Fritos. I was eating French fries every day. I was eating pizza. This was still when I was drinking. So I was drinking. Dude, you could blast your abs all day, and if your diet isn't on point, it's not going to show up. You know what I mean? It's just not going to show up. So yeah, I put in all that work, and it barely had any result. Now, if you want, now there was another time when, dude, I was eating really clean, right? I was in the gym every day, um, and I was following the advice that said, oh yeah, you don't even need to touch your abs if your diet is on point and you're doing your core lifts. Your abs will poke through, anyway. You know what I mean? You'll get abs anyway. And I was following that advice, and I was doing it for like 6 months, 3 to 6 months even in the gym. And guess what? No abs. Eating clean for all that time, reducing your weight, getting rid of a lot of body fat, and the abs weren't there. You know what I mean? I didn't have that nice center line, that nice ab separation. I didn't have the blocks or segment. You could see the outline of the abs, but so yeah, you need to get the diet on point, and you need to get that physical in there. Both of them have to be in sync if you want really good looking abs. So are abs made in the kitchen? Yeah, part way, but they're also made in the gym. You also have to do that heavy work, and you can't avoid it. So that's my approach. How do I get rid of lower belly fat? Lower belly fat is some of the hardest fat to get rid of, and it's the fat that when somebody's really dieting down and they're trying to cut and they're really trying to get in shape, they're really trying to get their abs to pop. It's the lower abs that really get people, and this kind of goes in sync with my last answer. To get rid of that lower body fat. Okay, so first, to strip the lower body fat, you're just gonna have to diet seriously. Some tips something I recommend. This is gonna sound really stupid, but don't eat. Nah. What? Yeah, if you stop eating to lose weight, yeah, yes, you want a caloric deficit when you're trying to get rid of body fat. You want a caloric deficit. And chances are, if you have lower belly fat, probably eating too much, want to cut that back significantly. You know, they say 2,000 calorie diet is recommended. If you can maintain a 1,500 calorie diet for a month and a half, chances are, and you know, you're already at, you know, some level of you know, physicality, and you're already in the gym and everything like that. Because when somebody says lower belly fat, that usually means to me like they got the top, you know, the top belly fat is gone. So you know, that indicates some level of you know, of physical aptitude. So if you're trying to get rid of just the lower body fat, yeah, you're gonna have to, you know, diet down. And, you know, that involves not eating. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, but yeah, just don't eat. Don't eat for, you know, just avoid food. I suggest eating a lot of salad, drinking a lot of water. And if you can maintain that for like a month, then that last struggle fat on the bottom of your abs will definitely find themselves leading you. So yeah, when it comes to losing lower belly fat and everything like that, and you know, that's if you're, you know, already at a level of physicality where, you know, some of your other abs are showing and everything like that, and you just want that last little bit and everything like that. Yeah, it's just a diet. That's that last little bit. Now, if you want to build lower ab muscle, that's different from getting rid of that lower bit of body fat. Some of you guys out here have that lower bit of body fat gone. Congratulations, you know what I mean? But you have what in that was cool in the 80s for chicks, but everybody wants ripped abs now. You know what I mean? Everybody wants that bottom row of abs. Everybody wants that pubic shield. You know what I mean? That shield on your pubic mound. You know, that'll make you feel like a champ and everything like that. You know, how do you get that? Now, to build up lower ab muscle, I totally suggest hitting up a captain's chair. If you don't know what a captain's chair is, it's that thing in the gym where, you know, you can do dips on it, or you can, you know, put your back against there, and it's like a chair but it doesn't have a seat. So, you know, where do they get the chair aspect from? Well, you're supposed to do leg raises in that thing. And those leg raises are what will help build your lower abs. I think leg raises, leg lifts, are some of the most effective workouts that you can have for your lower abs. You know, it's great because it doesn't strain your back. It's no impact, so you're not, you know, wearing out your joints, and it increases functional mobility because you really, you know, I mean, like your lower abs, you know, they have a lot of strong stabilizing effects. So when you can go ahead and do that, a good rule of thumb is to try to put your glutes above your belly button when you're doing the lift. So, you know, as you lift your legs and everything like that, you're not even just going to stop where, you know, your legs are parallel to the floor. you're going to lift so that your butt is sticking out, and you're going to try to, in your head, just through in your brain, you're going to try to connect your glutes with your belly button. And if you do that, then you'll do the correct motion that's needed to activate the lower abs. And, if you incorporate that into your workout routine, you're definitely going to see some really good effects. Now, when you do this, there is no such thing as spot reducing for fat. So if your fat deposits on your lower abs and everything like that, you're going to have to diet down. But what this is going to do is that it's going to add a little bit of shapeliness, desirable shapeliness. It's not just going to jut out or anything like that, but it's going to be desirable shapeliness that'll eventually constitute that V effect. And once you get that V effect, yeah, man, that's that lower abs, man. That elusive lower abs, bro. That's what you're trying to fight against. So yeah, definitely. Okay, all right. Man, in addressing all of that, did I get any more questions? No, I don't think I got any more questions. I've been broadcasting for 50 minutes and some change. You know what? I'll stick around and I'll cut out the broadcast 1 hour, and I'll definitely field any more questions that you have to pose in that time. So if anybody any stragglers or anything like that, they want to get in there. Okay, so okay, I do see another question, and it comes to us from Lucinda. I have a question, like, how do I detect fuckboys? Is there a checklist or something, like a gaydar? Interesting question. Very, very interesting question. How do I detect, how do you detect a fuckboy out here? How do you detect a fuckboy out here? Good question. Good question. One of the immediate signs that you're dealing with a fuckboy is haircut. If their haircut involves a massive amount of shading, you know what I mean? At least in 2017, this was the case. We call it a fuckboy fade. If they got like hair up top that's all tousled or anything, and then it's shaved on the sides and everything like that, that's some fuckboy shit. It's a style that they appropriated they reappropriated from Nazis and everything like that, and it's called a fash, and every population has their variation of the fash. If you see a fashy, that's definitely the haircut of fuckboys du jour. So, that's one sign that you're dealing with a fuckboy. Another sign that you're dealing with a fuckboy is non-committal language. If you try to make arrangements with a fuckboy and you get a lot of maybes and I'll tries and we'll sees and everything like that, you're dealing with a fuckboy. You know what I mean? They're wasting your time. You're dealing with a fuckboy. Just proceed with caution. Proceed with caution. Another sign that you're dealing with a fuckboy, if their pants are hype. Look, regular people don't wear hype pants, man. And I went through my fuckboy phase. I used to wear glow in the dark jeans. I used to wear raspberry scented scratch and sniff jeans. Look, I don't do either one of those things anymore. I used to wear skinny jeans. Again, I don't do any of these things anymore. Why? Because I'm no longer a fuckboy. You know what I mean? I've graduated from fuckboyism. and I'm now a fuck man. So that's something that you know. But yeah, you're dealing with these little fuck boys. One of the ways you can tell you're dealing with a fuck boy is over stylish pants. What the fuck am I dealing with these over stylish pants for? You know what I mean? Um, I totally think that when it comes to fuck boys, you know, I mean, you can have fun for a little bit of time. Just don't be looking for husbands. Don't be looking for long-term plans. And please don't get pregnant. Please don't get pregnant by no fuck boy. No fuck boys out here are trying to raise a kid at this point and everything like that. So, you're unless you have machinations of and desires to raise a child alone. Don't be having no babies by no fuck boys. You know what I mean? And ladies, you have plenty of options to avoid pregnancy. So I'm not gonna sit here and give you a lecture about using protection and everything like that because me personally, I don't use condoms myself. Like I said, I used to be a fuck boy, fuck man now, and everything like that. And my pull-up game is extra strong. So, you know, uh, just don't be having no children by no fuck boys. And if somebody's saying some fuckboy shit using non-committal language towards you and everything like that, and you're not, you're running out of time and everything like that, don't fuck with those fuckboys. Fuck with a fuck man. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my email address. I love Ken Steele at gmail.com. And with that email address, you can go ahead and send in any questions that you may have. You can enter that email address into PayPal. You can enter that email address into PayPal, and then you can go ahead and send money. If you send money to that email address via PayPal, I will receive it, and I will be able to answer more of your questions, and I'll be able to pay for some of the basic meals that I need to sustain my fitness efforts. So, if you really have any questions that you want, feel free to reach out to me there. Also, another thing that I'm doing is I will work out with you via Skype or via FaceTime, via Facebook message. I will go ahead and train you through your routine. Or we can just do a tandem workout if you really just want somebody to work out with you, want somebody to help you hit your goals, want somebody to help you focus and everything like that. Feel free to reach out to me and shoot me an email. We can get something arranged. But again, that service is not free. It takes up my time. Working out with people isn't free. Working out with people that you want to work out with isn't free. What are you talking about? Anyway, so yeah, I will do that for you online. No problem. It's something that I really do look forward to helping you. And also just to add on to that, I am on Facebook. You can see more of my photos. It's not on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. You can see more of my photos on Instagram. On Instagram, I am at I love Ken Steele. So my IG is at I love Ken Steele.